Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? This is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Today we're going live. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? We're just going to give it a little bit of time for everybody to sign in. I see we got some people in here, so let's just wait a little bit. Today I want to be talking about that Demarcus Cousins signing. I told you guys that we're going to talk about it once it becomes official. So if you guys are in, just make sure you hit the like button, and then let's just wait for more people to get in here. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? So today we're going to talk about Demarcus Cousins. So let's give everybody a few minutes to get on in here. How y'all doing? Hey, what's up? Yo, what's going on? How y'all doing? So just make sure we hit the likes. Let's wait for like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Let's allow everybody to get into the chat, into the live. And then, hey, Tori, what's good? Tori, how you doing, Tori? What's up, everybody? Make sure y'all hit the like so more people get the notifications. We'll start in like 2 minutes. I don't want people to say we didn't wait for them. So we're going to take a little bit of time. And I'm going to begin to all your questions today. Adeem, yeah, you were first, man. Well, I think it was Frosty F&M. He came in first. Ricardo, how you doing? Stroll, let's go. Yeah, today we're going to be talking about the Demarcus Cousins. Let's just give everybody a few minutes to sign on in. We got it's only been a minute now, so we'll wait for about 1 or 2 more minutes, and then we'll get going. Hey, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just waiting for people to sign on in, and then we'll start. Long Beach in the house was good. Okay, California's in the house. That's what's good. Welcome. Make sure you guys hit the like button so we get the notifications out, guys. Let's give it another minute or so everybody comes on in. We got more people signing up. Okay, joining in. We had a rough schedule. Don't worry, I'm going to answer all of your questions. Rondo and Cousins duo. Yes, don't worry about it. Let's just wait about another minute or two. I've been noticing that a lot of these people that go live, some people they'll sit on there for like 15 minutes. They'll just be doing stuff waiting for people to sign in. But I'll say let's give it 1 more minute or so. Okay, let me look who else is here. When you come in, check in. Okay, Candace DeLeo from Dallas. What's good? Welcome. Okay. Ricardo, please show me some love. What up, Chi-Town? What's good? Welcome. Make sure y'all hit the like button so we get the notifications out. We still got another minute to go. Let's just wait for everybody to get in here. Inglewood, what's good? Inglewood. Man, I've only been out to Cali once, man, but I definitely want to go there. I know Marco definitely wants to go to California sometime soon. Jamaica, what's good? Wow, Jamaica. What's good, Jamaica? Nathan from Maryland, from the hometown. What's going on, Nathan? Make sure you guys hit the like button. Let's wait for everybody to get in here. We got about 40 people. Let's just wait a little bit longer so we get everybody in here. Mitch, how you doing, Mitch? Yes. Let's just wait a little bit more. Hit that like button, folks. Yes, hit the like button so we get the notification. Yes, the likes don't do anything apart. Let people know so the video goes out. It's not like as if we make any money from it. It's not for that. It's just to get people in here. Chicago, Trinidad and Tobago. What's good from Trinidad? Darian, welcome in. Ebenezer from the UK, welcome. California, Austin, Texas. All right. Hey, thanks a lot, Hassan. Thanks a lot, man. Okay, so let's give it 10 more seconds and then we'll get going, and then people just have to catch up. Sweden. Okay, we got Sweden in here. Canada, Australia. Okay. All right, guys. So I think I've given everybody a shout out. Okay, so let's get into it. New Orleans was good. Okay, so let me get into the topic here. We're going to be on here for about a half an hour or so. So we got a lot of time. As people come in, just make sure you tell them to hit the like button so we get more notifications out there. Okay. So y'all know that they finally signed Demarcus Cousins. Demarcus Cousins is in here. The Clippers finally got him. And now that we're talking about it, since we're going live, also want to mention to you guys, because I noticed we see a lot of the same people in here, but it usually takes time for everybody to come in. So what we did is we decided to do a membership, a joint membership for the Dreamerspro channel. So basically what it allows you guys to do is it allows you to create to get your own badge, right? So once you get a badge, we can now identify you as a Dreamerspro member in the comments section. What that allows me to do is, number one, let people know that you're part of the team. Number two, we will also be prioritizing responses. So anybody that has a badge, that has a priority badge, we're definitely going to respond to every single question that you have, because we get a lot of questions and it's hard to really follow up with everybody during the live chat. So if you guys want to make sure that the live stream, so if you guys want to make sure that your comment and your question is read, because we get a lot of comments, make sure you join the Dreamerspro members. It's only for like $1.99. I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy that. It's not a big deal, but to make sure I definitely answer all your questions. Okay, make sure you hit the like button. Let's get the notifications out. So let's get into it here. So the Clippers They had announced last week that they were planning on signing Demarcus Cousins. We all know that. It was, excuse the son here. They had said that they were planning on signing him. Now, I said yesterday that I was going to do a live once the news became official. Some people were saying it's already official, but remember, LaMarcus Aldridge had to pass the health and safety protocols. So I think he passed it. What's today? Tuesday. I think he passed it sometime yesterday. And that's when the Clippers made it official news that he's going to be signing with the team. And I have a lot of things that I want to say. So according to ESPN, DeMarcus Cousins signed a 10-day contract with the Clippers. Okay, I think he's going to end up going beyond the 10-day contract. I think they're going to keep him for the rest of the regular season, given the fact that right now the Clippers don't have a backup to Ivica Zubac. Because remember, Serge Ibaka has been out. Serge Ibaka's out, so they needed to make sure that they went out there. Hey, what's up, everybody? I see some people coming in. Welcome. So they needed to get somebody to go back to back up Ivica Zubac, but also the Clippers needed some more size. Now let's talk about the financials about this trade here for a second. So first of all, there's a minimum contract that you can sign for a veteran in the NBA, right? That's for about $2.5 million a year. That's what the minimum veteran exception. However, for you to qualify for that million, you have to be a veteran in the NBA for at least 10 years. DeMarcus Cousins has been a professional for 9 years in the NBA. So I think the league minimum that the Clippers are going to be paying him is $898,000, basically $900,000. So some people, if there were some people out there that were wondering, is this going to is it going to have any financial effect on the Clippers? It's not, right? They're only paying him roughly $1 million a year to get a guy on a 10-day contract. But I think that's what they're going to get. Now, whether or not that money kicks in, I think it's probably going to kick in beyond the 10 days. I'm not sure yet. I don't know the X's and O's of that, but that's what he's signing. He's signing a minimum, and he's under that 10-year mark. So he's a 9-year veteran, and that's the reason why he's going to get that contract. Some people are wondering, okay, what makes you a veteran in the NBA? The minute you're in the NBA past 2 seasons, you automatically become a veteran, right? So rookie contracts, generally, when you sign a rookie contract, you're only signing it for 2 years with the option to extend for 3 to 4 years. So generally, once you finish your rookie contract after 2 seasons, contractually, you now become a veteran. Veteran is not by like the amount of years; it's just by how many years under that contract. So that's the reason for that. Just to clear that up, just to get into some of the numbers behind the DeMarcus Cousins signing. So I don't think it's going to impact the Clippers cap at all. Well, I see some of your comments coming in. Yeah, don't worry, we're going to get to all of it. Make sure you guys hit the like button. More people are coming in. People are coming in from different time zones, so we understand. I'm gonna answer all of your questions. So anyway, so let's talk about DeMarcus Cousins. Let's take our time and go through this trade, this signing here. First of all, DeMarcus Cousins, a lot of us forget because of his injury past, right? DeMarcus Cousins has just been riddled with injuries, but DeMarcus Cousins is a 20-10 guy for his career. DeMarcus Cousins, for his NBA career, if I look at his productivity over his NBA career, I have it here. Just to put things in context, for his career, he averaged 20.8 points per game, 1.2 blocks, 1.4 steals, 3.2 rebounds, assists, 10.7 assists. He's a 73.7% career free throw shooter. He's a 33% career three-point shooter. He shoots about 46% from the field for his career, and he played about 31 minutes. I think a lot of people forget or have forgotten just how good of a basketball player DeMarcus Cousins was when he was healthy. The question out there that people were asking when he was healthy was, is DeMarcus Cousins the best big man in the NBA? Y'all remember, he used to play with Anthony Davis with the New Orleans Pelicans. Y'all remember the 2 twin towers that they kind of had? Y'all remember the 2 twin towers that they had with the New Orleans Pelicans? DeMarcus Cousins was a very good player. The only issue with DeMarcus Cousins were 2 things. Number one was his temperament. DeMarcus Cousins was always out there getting into some kind of fight with somebody on the court. He was always in a scuffle. He was always, if you go look on, if you search on YouTube, you look for compilations. He's always out there fighting with people. That's the one thing. And the second thing is his health. He's always had issues with his health, right? He's been injured so many times, and he's now been bouncing around the league going from team to team to team to team. But the dude was a great player. He was a 4-time All-Star during his playing career. He made 2 second All-NBA teams. So listen, Demarcus Cousins was a hell of a player. I think we kind of forget this because he's been injured. I saw today on First Things First, or was it today or yesterday? They were talking about the Clippers signing Demarcus Cousins on a 10-day contract, and Chris Broussard and these guys were saying it's no big deal. It isn't a big deal because they're not bringing him in there to be Andre Drummond or somebody like this. He's going to be a backup center, right? So given the fact that we know that he's not going to be playing a huge role on the team, I don't think people need to have this, high expectations of the guy. He's coming there to fill in a role as a role player. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to get through. Yes, Cousin does have some anger issues, but, it happens with everybody. I hope they stay healthy. Yes, health is always going to be a big question. Just keep leaving your questions. I'm going to get through all of them. Now, let's talk about what he brings to the Clippers. Okay, really, that's what we need to get into here. Number one, he brings experience. He's a vet. He's a 9-year veteran. He's been in the NBA for a long time. It's not like as if this dude is just some scrub. Now, I'll say this. He hasn't been in the playoffs that much in his career. Like, he's not a great playoff, player, but he's a veteran. He's been around the NBA for a very long time. So he brings that experience. He brings size. Listen, DeMarcus Cousins, if I pull up his numbers here, if I pull up his size, DeMarcus Cousins is 6'10", 270 guy. That's a big body. That's another center. That's another big body that the Clippers are going to need, especially if they end up playing against the Lakers or if they end up playing against the Denver Nuggets, who are loaded. The Denver Nuggets ain't no joke. With the addition of Aaron Gordon, you have Nikola Jokic, who's certainly probably the best big man in the Western Conference. I know we have Anthony Davis, but Anthony Davis has been injured, and Anthony Davis is definitely more talented on the defensive side of the floor. He's definitely more athletic. AD is probably he's probably the top 5, most talented player in the NBA, but Nikola Jokic ain't no joke. They're getting him if they have to go against teams like that have a lot of dominant big men. So you're bringing in a lot of size. Another thing is he brings spacing. DeMarcus Cousins can hit open mid-range jump shots, and sometimes threes, right? That's something you don't get with a Ivica Zubac. Now, Ivica Zubac, he's a very good player, but he kind of messes up with the Clippers spacing. That's the only issue with him. He can roll to the basket very hard. He rolls really hard when he's going at the basket. He can block shots. He can deter some shots. But as far as spacing, he kind of hurts the Clippers when it comes there because it clogs up the lane, so it makes it really hard for their guards and their wings to get into the paint. DeMarcus Cousins won't bring that problem because, number one, he is a big body, but he can also step out, which brings out the opposing team's big 4 or 5. So that's another thing. He brings spacing, so he's not just somebody that's going to sit up there and clog up the paint. Another thing is he brings toughness. A lot of y'all may not know, but Rajon Rondo and DeMarcus Cousins are actually very, very good friends, number one. Number two, DeMarcus Cousins is a pretty chippy player. I've seen him get into some scuffles with guys on the court. I think every championship team needs that type of edge. You need that kind of nastiness, right? Last year for the Lakers, I think the person that probably brought in that kind of enforcer's mentality was probably Dwight Howard. Make sure you guys hit that like button, guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button so we get more notifications out. Dwight Howard was the guy that was really, getting into little scrummages on the court. You saw him get into a tussling match with Jimmy Butler. I think it was in the finals or something like that. So Dwight Howard kind of plays with that kind of chippiness. You need something like that. You need a player that plays with edge. You need somebody that's going to probably give a hard foul here and there when players are coming to attack the basket. So you need that type of physicality. You need some nastiness. Rajon Rondo also brings that too. Paul George is not going to bring you that. Ivica Zubac is a tough guy. Serge Ibaka brings it, but Serge is one of these guys that's not out there roughing dudes up. But DeMarcus Cousins can. And I think a championship team needs that type of enforcer. So I think that's something else that he brings to the table. As I mentioned, his relationship with Rondo, and he gives him more depth. They needed more depth at the center position. Right now, Serge Ibaka's been out. I think Serge has been out for like 3 weeks now. Not sure when Serge is coming back. I know Patrick Beverley has been put up to questionable. I think he may play tonight. I think Patrick Beverley may play, but we don't have any news on Serge Ibaka, and I think that's another reason the Clippers had to go out there and sign another big. Like, they just needed to, right? And also, I feel a lot better now that this team has him going into the playoffs, because let me tell you something. If the Clippers went to the playoffs and they started playing against Anthony Davis, or they started playing against Nikola Jokic, because remember, Ivica Zubac cannot guard Nikola Jokic, but you have DeMarcus Cousins they can kind of rough him up, push him out of his spots, just play a little bit of hard defense on him. I think that helps because if going into the playoffs, if their role is to go in there and play with him, I think if they're playing with just to go in there with Ivica Zubac and Serge Ibaka, I think they're going to get into trouble. So let me just check out some of your comments. Let me see. What do you think about the Clippers? Okay, this is Tori's comment. What do you think about the Clippers going big against Denver and the Lakers? Well, first of all, that's a very good question you're asking. Number one, if they didn't go get another big like Ivica Zubac, there's no way they'll be able to do that. I mean, like Demarcus Cousins, there's no way to be able to do that, right? Make sure you hit the like button, guys, so we get more notifications out. Okay, we got 100 and few people in there. Okay, let's just keep doing that. They wouldn't be able to do that if you put Serge and Ivica Zubac in the game at the same time. Then you have no backup center. But now that you went and got this guy, you can kind of have that twin tower effect going on, right? The Lakers were doing that at times in the playoffs last year. One of the reasons they were able to bother Nikola Jokic. The Lakers would go to a big lineup. They would have LeBron at the 3, if I'm not mistaken. Then you would have Anthony Davis at the 4. And then you could put in Dwight Howard or JaVale McGee. That's a lot of size. Nikola Jokic was seeing a lot of length. He was seeing a lot of versatile rim protectors. So the Clippers can now do that and still save an additional big. So I think that helps. Let me go through some of your other comments here. Let me just check out some of you guys' other comments. Let me see. It's Chicago. Okay, let me just see what else you guys are asking. DeMarcus Cousins, yes, he looks like in shape. So do you think the Clippers should sign Boogie for the rest of the season? I think they should. Well, I think they have no choice. Make sure you guys hit that like button, guys. I think they have no choice. They have no choice but to sign him because they needed another backup big anyway. We don't know when Serge Ibaka is going to come back. That's one of the problems that we're having. We don't know when Serge is coming back. And right now, they were shorthanded, number one. Number two, the Clippers, again, cannot go into the playoffs with just Serge and Zoo. If you play against the Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic starts putting your bigs in foul trouble, you're going to get into trouble. The Clippers are going to need some bigs to use fouls on that guy. You're going to have to rough him up a little bit. Nikola Jokic is no joke. If you try to go up there and try to finesse this dude, he's going to eat you alive. The guy's averaging 8.5 assists per game. So Nikola Jokic, they definitely needed to get him, and I think they definitely needed to sign him. We going to sign him. Yeah, they already signed. Okay, what else? I saw that Beverly will play tonight. Yes, I think he'll probably play tonight. Clippers are coming out of the Western Conference. They have a very good chance. Let me tell you something. They have a very good chance. I'm beginning to get concerned about the Lakers, not of their team, not at the makeup of their team. What I'm worried about is the health, right? Because Anthony Davis is not back. Some people are saying that AD is going to come back before LeBron. The question is this, though, and it's the same question with Kevin Durant. When Anthony Davis comes back, is there a possibility for him to get injured again? There's always that possibility. So I think the Lakers are kind of being cautious with the guy. I don't think the Lakers are going to rush back AD just to make the playoffs this year, but risk him getting injured. It makes no sense. So that's something to pay attention to. But it doesn't mean that the Clippers can just cakewalk to the finals. The Denver Nuggets are still going to be there. The Utah Jazz are going to be there. Make sure you guys hit that like button, guys. The Utah Jazz, in my opinion, feel like they've been disrespected all season long. Y'all remember the all-star jokes that they were making when they ended up picking the 2 Utah Jazz last. Y'all remember that. You remember the fact that nobody has mentioned, Donovan Mitchell, for any type of consideration for regular season MVP, and they have the best record. They have the best record in the NBA. So I think the Utah Jazz are going to go out there with a point to prove. I think they've won their last 9 games in a row right now. They're the hottest team in the NBA, and I think they're going to go in the playoffs and make some noise. Of course, you have the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas can get hot in the playoffs. Luka Doncic and what's his name? And what's the Kristaps Porzingis? They can also get hot. So it's not like as if, okay, the Lakers are injured, all of a sudden the Clippers are going to cakewalk to the finals. It's not going to happen. Because if they go into with that mentality, they can get knocked off, kind of similarly to what happened last year with the Denver Nuggets. Okay, let me see what else you guys have. The question, only for 10 days. If he gets healthy, he can be hired. Yes, I think, yes. They've already signed him for the 10 days. I think he has to go beyond the 10 days for them to now sign him for the rest of the season. I think it was similar to what the Lakers did last year with Dwight Howard. I think at first Dwight Howard was on a similar contract, and then they ended up keeping him for the entire season. And ultimately, I think they were going to offer him a contract extension in the offseason. That didn't work out. So Dwight Howard ended up leaving and going to go play with the Philadelphia 76ers. Ty Lue will get Demarcus better mentally and physically. It's something we'll have to see. What else do you guys have? He doesn't guard the perimeter. I don't think he needs to guard the perimeter. What I think DeMarcus Cousins needs to do is show hard and recover on those pick and rolls. You're not going to put him out there at the top of the key and expect him to guard dudes, but he needs to be able to show hard on those pick and rolls and recover quickly. If he can do that, then he can stay on the floor. I don't think if it's a Zubac can't guard anybody out there on the perimeter, so I don't think they're bringing him in there for that. Okay, what else? Yeah, he's 6'11". Yeah, Denver's for real. By the way, so I know that we got some new guys in here. For those of you guys that have just joined the live stream, we created a join button so you guys can join the Dreamerspro member channel. So if you guys join, you're going to get customized badges for the channel that change every month the longer you stay with us. And also, you get priority for me to respond to all of your comments. You see now I'm kind of picking and choosing. Once you become a member on the channel, I will respond to every single comment that you leave in these live chats, so make sure you check it out. If you guys want to know where that is, just hit the join button on the channel. You guys can join and become a member of the channel. And also, for you guys that enjoy leaving comments, I see you guys have a lot of comments here. I'm going to get through them. That want to interact with us more, we have Dreamerspro Max. It's an online sports community that we created, place where you can go and start basketball discussions, chat live during games. We're going to be going live tonight. If you guys want to be a part of that, make sure you sign up to the Dreamerspro Max. It's a place where you consume original content that you don't get on the channel, do so many other cool things. So if you guys want to be live with us tonight, make sure you sign up for that. We're going to have that linked in the description below at the end of the live, and you can get 7 days of free access. So you're not going to be charged or anything like that. But if you guys want to be a part of that, when we go with the live with the, the Portland Trailblazers game, make sure you guys check it out. We have that linked in the description below. Let me answer some more of your comments here. DeMarcus Cousins has a very high basketball IQ, which he does. Nets have a bad boy in Aldridge. Yes, they do. LaMarcus Aldridge is a bad man. And let me also say this. We have a video coming out today on the Brooklyn Nets talking about Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. So you guys definitely want to make sure you stick around to see that. Lakers will be trash. I don't think the Lakers are going to be. I think health is the issue with the Lakers. The Lakers are a very, very good team. Like, let's just face it. Defensively, one can make the argument that the Lakers have been the best defensive team in the Western Conference for the season. Make sure you guys hit the like button, guys. Okay, we're almost at 200. Let's try to get more people in here. The Lakers have been playing great defense. Now, the Clippers, on the other hand, they've been holding teams to about 100 points per game over the last, let's say, 11 games or so. They've been holding opponents to about 100 points per game. So the Clippers have been playing very, very, very well. I still want to see the Lakers versus the Clippers healthy. I want to see that before the season ends. And I still want to see that matchup in the playoffs, because this is what's going to happen. If the Clippers make it to the finals and they don't play the Lakers, then there's always going to be this chatter that, well, you only made it to the finals because the Lakers weren't healthy. That's why I want to see the Lakers get healthy. I want to see the Clippers get healthy. And I want to see these two teams play together in the playoffs. Yes, and Marcus Morris is also an enforcer. And while I'm on it, I know there's some Clipper fans in here. So let me just set the record straight, because I know we got some Clipper fans in here. So some Clipper fans, not all of you guys, some of you have been saying, "Oh, you're a bandwagon fan," and da 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 da. Let me state this plainly. From how I've been following basketball for the last 20 years, I usually follow players. Y'all that have been on the channel for at least 6 months to a year, y'all know that I've always said my favorite basketball player of all time is Kobe Bryant. I've supported the Lakers for his entire career. I'm a Kobe fan. They're different type of sports fans. Some fans only support teams from the states that they come from. They're different type of sports fans. I supported Kawhi when he was with the Spurs, with the Raptors, and now with the Clippers. Now, let me say this as well. I like the Clippers, to be quite honest with you. I like the team. I just started covering them last year. They're growing on me. For some people out there that say, "Oh, you're a bandman," allow me to grow into it. I don't need to be a fan the way you want me to be a fan, number one. Number two, I like the team. I'm supporting the team. But don't feed me the team, and don't say, "Oh, because you're not a Clippers fan, you can't talk about the Clippers." That's absurd. Shannon Sharp is a LeBron fan. So Laker fans are going to start complaining that Shannon Sharp is saying nice things about the Lakers? How absurd is that? Like, does that make any sense to you guys? So Laker fans are going to get upset. Are Clippers fans going to be mad at Skip Bayless because he's supporting the Clippers? But Skip Bayless is a San Antonio Spurs fan. So Clipper fans are going to say, "Oh no, you can't support the team because you're not a team." Does that make any sense to you guys? Do you guys agree with that? So there's some people that say, "Oh, you're trying to benefit." No, it's not. I like Kawhi. I support the Clippers, and I'm actually growing with the team, and I'm actually starting to support the team. Give me a chance. Stop force feeding me the team. I like the team. I want them to do well, but don't start coming. Oh, you need to be this type of fan. You need to be that type. That's the type of fan you are. Some fans are diehard Knick fans. They'll never digress. They'll maybe say some dude is nice, some dude over there is nice, but they're still going to be Knick fans. There are a lot of fans from New York. I grew up in New York. Some people are going to be supporting the Knicks until the casket drops. Although they know the Brooklyn Nets are doing it, the Brooklyn Nets are in New York, but they're still going to be Knick fans. They still got respect for KD. They still got respect for Kyrie, but they're Knick fans. That's the type of fans they are. So please, there's some people that, oh, you like chill with that. Like it's a little bit too much, man. Anyway, let me answer some more of your questions. Yeah, somebody's saying it's a Kawhi fan. According to some people, you can't be a Kawhi fan. Like, what's up with that? You got to be a Clip. Like, I don't get that. Let me see what else. Kawhi Leonard, how don't you have more subs and your videos are so consistent? Hey, man, that's YouTube. That's YouTube. YouTube works in a strange way, man. YouTube, you're gonna blow when you least expect it. Some people, they just blow at certain points. Look at for some of you guys who know, look at Kevin Samuels. This dude was on YouTube. He had like over 100,000 subscribers. He was there for like 2 years, and then all of a sudden, he did 1 or 2 videos. Now he's at 700,000 subscribers in like a year. So sometimes you just grow. It's a nature of YouTube. I think the goal is you just got to be consistent. When your moment comes, it'll come. Just to be consistent. Okay, what else? Cousins going to play today. I think Demarcus Cousins will play today. I think he will play today. I think he will. Okay, you see somebody saying I'm a Kawhi fan and I'm a Mavs fan, so it is possible. I don't see what the issue is. Okay. Okay, what else? Any other questions? Kawhi will staying with I think Kawhi will stay with the Clippers if they play well in the playoffs. And I think the guy that we need to keep an eye on is Paul George. In all of this, we cannot let Paul George off the hook. Some people have said that Kawhi Leonard is the guy you need to look at. Make sure you guys hit the like button, guys. We got 200 people in there. Okay, let's keep it going. I'll stay live for a little bit longer, so I'll take more of your questions. Paul George is the guy that has to show up. He is the dude that has to show up. Last year was a horrible showing for Paul George in the playoffs last year. There's no two ways about it. He cannot come into these playoffs this year knowing that the West is better. Denver got better. Phoenix is better. The Utah Jazz are better. The Lakers can still come in here and make some noise. And Paul George is like up there messing around. Because if he does that, he's going to really hurt the chances of the Clippers. And I think he'll be one of the reasons that either Kawhi Leonard leaves, or I personally think that if Paul George does not play well these playoffs, I think Kawhi Leonard is going to get the Clippers to trade him. That's what I think. I think Kawhi Leonard is going to say, before I leave, let's trade this dude. And he will have every single right to trade him. That's my opinion. Kawhi Leonard is always usually very good in the playoffs. But if Paul George, okay, Chris, thanks so much, Chris Smooth. Thanks so much for that. Is Demarcus Cousins playing tonight? I think he's playing tonight. I got to verify that, but I think he's playing tonight. Yeah, so Paul George is the guy I'm going to be looking at, right? He's the guy. Imagine if Paul George was playing and averaging like 22 points, 23 points per game last season. Do y'all know that the Clippers would have probably made it to the conference finals? And we don't know what would have happened then. So Paul George is the issue. He's the X factor. They got Rondo. Rondo can only put you in a position to succeed. But if Rondo puts you in that spot and you don't come through, you can't be looking at Kawhi Leonard. We got to look at Paul George. Now, if Kawhi Leonard doesn't play at his playoff level and everybody else does, then you got to blame Kawhi. And me as a Kawhi fan, I'll be the first one to say that. Okay, let me see who else. Chris, hold up. Is that, no, this can't be the Chris. Is that the Chris Smooth? Is that Chris Smooth? Chris Smooth? The 5 million Chris Smooth? I don't think it's Chris. Is that him? Can y'all let me know? Can y'all verify with me? Is that the real Chris Smooth? Can y'all just let me know that? Is that really him? No, I don't believe it. Giovanni. Okay, thanks so much, Giovanni. Thank you so much. Giovanni, we really appreciate that. That's that. Okay, I thought it was him. Thank you so much, Giovanni. We really appreciate that donation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Any other? What if Rondo doesn't live up to the expectations? Let me tell you something. If Rajon Rondo does not live up to the expectations, at that point, I don't know what to say. He came into that last game. He looked a little bit rusty. I think he was trying to find his spot on the team. I think he's been hearing the hype from Clipper Nation. A lot of Clippers fans have been really, really clamoring for a good point guard. I think he felt that pressure. I think that's what kind of messed him up a little bit. But there was a play that Rondo made, like a bounce pass cross half court to hit Marcus Morris Sr. for that three. And I was like, damn, I have not seen any Clipper, including Kawhi Leonard or Paul George, make a pass like that. So for that brief moment, I was like, man, the Clippers, we got somebody right here. So Rondo, man, with that pass, that was incredible. Okay, what else? What are the questions? If Marcus Morris steps up in the play, I think Marcus Morris was one of those players that I definitely wanted the Clippers to sign and keep. I love what he brings to the floor. Number one, do y'all know I think Marcus Morris is top 5 in three-point shooting in the NBA or top 10 in the league? Those corner threes, he's shooting like 50, 60% from the corner. I love Marcus Morris Sr. He can hit the mid-range. He's a versatile defender. He's tough. I love everything. He can play multiple positions. He can play the 2, the 3, the 4, in some cases the 5. They've had him play the 5 in some spots when Ivica Zubac would go out of games. I love Marcus Morris Sr., and I was so happy that they were able to get him. I like his game a lot. Kawhi, we forgot about Ibaka too. He can be an easy 15. Yes, Serge Ibaka, I think, gives the Clippers something that they didn't have last season. That physical presence and a legitimate 6'11", 6'10", 6'11" guy that can play defense and stretch the floor makes the Clippers different. If you look at the game when the Clippers played against the Lakers, make sure you guys hit the like button, guys. We got 200 plus people in here, so we get more notifications. I'll stay on with you guys a little bit more. If you watch the game with the Clippers versus the Lakers 2 days ago, you saw Montrezl Harrell step back and hit a jump shot, and I was like, whoa, took some of the Clippers defenders off guard. So if he starts to hit that shot, he becomes much more difficult to guard. And now the pick and roll players, LeBron, Dennis Schroeder, and these guys can do a lot with him in the pick and roll. Because now you're either going to worry, is he going to roll? Is he going to pop? Which makes that play a little bit harder to defend. That's something that Serge Ibaka did. That's one of the reasons why the Clippers were able to beat the Denver Nuggets during, I think, on Christmas Day, because Serge was giving them something that they didn't have before. Nikola Jokic just could impact the paint, right? So once they did that pick and roll, he didn't have to show that hard. He picks and rolls, he stays in his position, so it still makes it hard for the guards to get past him. Now with Serge, you got to go all the way out to the three-point line because otherwise he can hit the three. Let me see what other questions you guys have. Opinions on Mann. Listen, I love Terrence Mann. I love Terrence Mann. First of all, if you think about this guy's development, if you think of how well he's been playing, in the absence of Lou Williams and Patrick Beverley, he's averaging like 15 points per game. This guy is turning into a young star right before our eyes. Now, do I know what type of player he's going to become? No, because I still think it's too soon. I don't know if he's going to be a slasher. I don't know if he's going to be a shooter. I don't know yet because I've seen him hit an open three. I've seen him hit a mid-range, but I know he's very good at finishing around the rim. He also has a very quick, quick first step, and also he has some great court vision. I've seen him dribble, penetrate, hit some shooters that I didn't even know he saw them, right? So he has some great vision, and he's still learning. And I think Rajon Rondo is going to help him think the game a lot better as he matures. I think he's going to develop himself into a smarter basketball player. So being around a guy like Rajon Rondo, who plays a similar position as you, I think is definitely going to help him. And also being around a Kawhi Leonard. Why? Because when you're around great players, you get to see their habits. You get to see what makes them great. It's one thing if you're kind of looking at them from afar, but once you're around them, you can see how hard they practice, their regimen, their day-to-day routine, and you can now start to incorporate some of those things. It's kind of hard to be able to learn from the great from afar. But when they're right in front of you, then I think you can learn a lot from them. Similarly to Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. You remember Kobe Bryant's, I think, funeral. Jordan said Kobe used to call him all the time. Kobe used to call Jordan all the time and ask him questions. But now that you have the ability to communicate and see guys firsthand, I believe you're able to learn from them a lot. Other questions? Let me see. I'll take a few more. We got 250 people in here. Okay, let's just stay a little bit longer. Let's see if we can get it to 300 people. Okay, let me see what else. Thoughts on Reggie? I like Reggie, But I think Reggie's just a 2. I think Reggie at the end of the day is a 2 guard that likes to score. I don't think he's a guy you need to see running your team, to be quite honest with you. I like him. I think he's somebody that can come off the bench and give you buckets, but I don't like him as the starting point guard of the team, starting the team or off the bench. I think he should play that 2 position. Nuggets have too much size and versatility. Plus, they're younger and they play well against the Clippers. Well, when you say play well, they split their season series. That's number 1. Number 2, although the Denver Nuggets did beat the Clippers, I'll say this. If it's a Serge Ibaka makes the Clippers a different team. Like, we can't overlook that fact. Serge Ibaka is a very important piece for the Clippers to beat a team like the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic's impact is not like some people are looking at, well, he only scored. Forget about what he scored. Look about also the attention that he draws. Sometimes you can be a threat by just being on the court because you draw attention. So if it's a Serge not playing, if the Clippers did not have Serge Ibaka in a 7-game series against the Denver Nuggets, I would be worried because Nikola Jokic would have his way with the Ivica Zubac. Let me see. Denver's the Clippers kryptonite. We'll have to see. How soon? This is Thomas. How soon do you see Giannis winning the championship? That's a tough question. I'm not sure. I think Giannis Antetokounmpo needs another star wing, like a Bradley Beal, somebody like this. I think a lot of people have mischaracterized Giannis Antetokounmpo, and they're trying to make it seem like as if he's Kevin Durant. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a big man that can handle the ball. Like, let's just be honest. He's a big man that can handle the ball, but they're trying to get him to be things that he's not. I'll take a few more questions. There's so many questions here. This is why some of you guys need to be members, so I need to be able to see. Once you join the channel, I can now know who I need to. Okay, let me see. I'll take 1 or 2 more questions. What player do you think? This is Jason's question. Jason R. What player do you think won't make the final rotation for the playoffs? That's a tough one. I think if everybody's healthy, I think if Patrick Beverley's healthy, well, let's look at it. Okay, you have Patrick Beverley, and then you have his back. I mean, you have Rondo and Patrick Beverley. So that's a point guard spot. Terrence Mann can, I think, it's going to be tough because you also have Luke Kennard. I think it's going to come between Luke Kennard and Reggie Jackson because I think Coach Tyronn Lue is going to play Terrence Mann in the playoffs. I think he likes what he brings from the defensive side of the floor. I think Terrence Mann will probably get those minutes over Reggie Jackson. That's my opinion. That's what I think. Let me take a few more questions. Do I think what? I saw something about Michael Jordan. Do you think Mann should? Okay, no. Thoughts on KD's uncompetitiveness? He ruins the league for me. Listen, do I like it? No, but it's what the NBA has become. Like, it just was. It is what it is. This is the NBA we find ourselves in, where guys. This is just the NBA we're in, man. How do we join? Tori, for you to join, just go to the YouTube channel and hit the join button. You should see it there. You just hit the join button. I'm not sure how somebody else did it, but you just got to hit the join button on the channel where you see subscribe. Just hit join and you can do it there. Rondo has won a chip with 2 best organizations in the NBA. Respect. Yeah, Rondo's a monster. Let me see. Any other questions? Nuggets, maybe Clippers are bigger than Jazz. Okay, what else? First time I caught a live. What's good? Dirtbag. Yo, man. I don't know how I should feel calling you dirtbag, but that's what you wrote. So I'm going to say what's good, dirtbag. That's what you wrote, though. Yeah, it should be on the channel. Okay. Tori, what I think you got to do is I think you got to get off the live. If you come off the live for a second, just go to your phone and open up our channel, and you should definitely see the if you go to Dreamerspro, you go to our channel, you should see you don't see the join button. You should see the join. Okay, just open it up on your desktop. Open it up on your desktop and you'll see it. Just go to your desktop and open up the channel and you'll definitely see it there. Anyway, guys, we had a lot of fun. I've answered all your questions. I'm sure you guys had a good time. Thank you so much for all of your engagement. I really appreciate that. I'll definitely check you guys out on the next live. Thank you guys so much. Peace.